Is Arizona a safe place for dogs? Well, spoiler alert, our dogs love it here. And so many dog owners here in Arizona love it too. But there are things you have to be cautious of here in the desert. And if you're not from the desert, there's probably one thing that you would never have thought about before for your dog that's really, really important. Come join us as we talk about dog parks, restaurants, and amazing hikes in this area that are perfect for your canine friends. I'm Courtney, a realtor from Real Broker, here to share with you all the amazing things Phoenix has to offer. All right, let's go.
So we just got to Cosmo Park. We're about to go play. Here we are. So we're at Cosmo Park right now. This is the lake that is fenced in so your dogs can swim. They aren't going to run away. There is a sandy beach. I'll see if you can see right there. So if your dog doesn't want to swim, there is fenced in areas that it's just a grassy field. We do have the timid dog park too. So if you got a tiny pup, might be a good place for you. Got to follow some rules. And if you can't make it to Gilbert to go to Cosmo, there's still a lot of other great parks. Shawnee and Chandler is a fantastic park. We took our dogs there all the time when we lived in Chandler. Tempe Sports Complex is also another great park. Chaparral in Scottsdale is also great. Pretty much anywhere in the East Valley, there's probably a dog park within like 5 to 10 minutes from you. So Arizona also has a tremendous amount of different hikes in the area that are perfect for dogs. We particularly like going to Superstition Springs because we're on the east side. There's a system of tons of different trails. If you're on the north side of Phoenix, Phoenix Mountain Reserve also has a system of trails that are really, really good for dogs. One thing you do want to keep in mind is that you're going to need to keep your dog on leash around here. I know we've lived in other areas where it was a little bit easier to take your dog off leash, but here there's still a decent amount of people. You also have to be worried about cactus and other stickers that you might get in your dog's paw. The other thing too is there have been some incidences of coyotes, other animals, so you just want to keep your dogs under wrap. If you're looking for something more chill for your dog, a really easy hike to do is around Papago. It's more of just what I call a nature walk, but it's a great area to take your dogs. Beautiful and really convenient to get to, particularly if you are in the Scottsdale, Tempe, or Mesa area, right off the highway on 202. Okay, so you guys, when I first moved here, my biggest fear was snakes.
Still is.
Okay, so honestly, we haven't really seen barely any snakes, so we go hiking all the time, so it's not like near as prevalent of an issue as I thought it was. I thought it was gonna be like, you know, Indiana Jones in the, what is it, Temple of Doom?
Yeah.
And there were just gonna be snakes everywhere.
Nightmare level.
So maybe like really, really nervous when we first got our dog, but I don't think I've heard of anyone having a bad encounter with their dog. Not to say it hasn't happened and you shouldn't be cautious. I probably would have let your dog like sniff around off leash, a lot of rocks and bushes, that sort of thing. However, if you're still worried and anxious about snakes, they actually have this, I think it's called snake reversion treatment. No, it's snake avoidance training. So basically what they do is they expose the dog to different senses and sounds that simulate a rattlesnake, and then I believe they use a shock collar to just teach a dog like don't go near that sense or smell. So I know a lot of vets recommend this if you are out on the trails quite a bit with your dog, but like I said before, we haven't done this and we hike all the time and have only had a few encounters with rattlesnakes. So if you're nervous, might not be a bad idea, but really up to you. Now to the fun part. We gotta bathe them. It's getting dried off. And Melly, you ready for dinner? We're in downtown Gilbert right now. We're heading to the dog's favorite restaurant, Oso Brewery. So this is one of their 3 locations. I know they have one in Scottsdale as well, and they also have one in Paradise Valley. think they might have one in the airport too, but I can't bring your dogs there. Your dog to the spa. A great open area where they can be off leash, get some of the zoomies out. Get a couple dog treats. Cheers. Jam movie night. Talking about some nostalgia.
Okay, let's get to the meat of it, guys. So we all know Arizona is pretty hot for 3-4 months out of the year, which does make it a little difficult. But the number one thing I didn't really think about it when it comes to heat is hot pavement. Okay, you guys, there are so many dogs that burn their feet from walking on either cement or, more often than not, the asphalt. So as a rule of thumb, do the barefoot test, and that is take your shoe off, put your bare foot on the ground. If you cannot keep it there for 7 seconds, probably too hot for your pup. Another thing that you have to be really cautious of in Arizona, and this is probably more commonly known in other climates, is leaving your dog in the car. I'm actually gonna put a link below from the Humane Society, but they actually have a chart showing that if your outside temperature is, let's say, 70 degrees, it only takes X amount of time for the interior of your car to be a baking oven. I think they say it's like 115 degrees after like an hour. So you can imagine when it's 110 degrees, that car is cooking. You have to be really, really careful with that. Okay, so as you probably saw, our dogs are high energy. They need to get their energy out, and how do you do that in the summer? Okay, so you have to either take your dog out early in the morning or later at night. The other great thing is to have a water resource close to you. This can be a sprinkler, pool. If you don't have a pool, what we're actually doing is getting a kiddie pool to put in our back patio, just so they have something to cool them off. Of course, Cosmo is a great place that we love taking our dog to in the summer, but I also understand you might not want to wash your dog every time you take your dog to the dog park, or maybe your dog's just not into swimming. In Chandler, they actually opened an indoor dog park. This is a great opportunity for you. It's the only time you can get your dog to play is in the afternoon when it's really, really hot out. So what it comes down to is Arizona is a great place. There are so many things to do with dogs, but you do have to be cautious about the heat, particularly if you're from a climate that doesn't experience 110, 115 degree days. So if you guys have any further questions on what it's like being a dog owner here in Arizona, or maybe you have more recommendations on awesome places to take your dog, it would be super awesome if you commented below. If you found any of this information helpful, please like or subscribe. It helps me substantially, and I hope to continue being your resource for all things Phoenix and all dog-friendly activities. See you guys.